Tō whānau, hiritanga. Today I'm going to talk about Kaihau, or eating the wind, or eating the Mauri out of the wind, the electricity out of the wind, charging up your bubble with its daily wind requirement, which breathing, holding your attention on your breath. There's many techniques. There's many techniques within hiritanga, Kaihau. At a young age, I could remember getting taught a bit from an uncle Tommy Collier. So at that age, I wasn't paying too much attention. So the one that I can remember listening to is when my dad got diagnosed with motor neuron disease. So the motor neurons are part behind your skull that connect your mind to your brain, connects your brain to your muscles. So without that, you lose the ability to use your arms, your legs. That's lateral sclerosis. That's that type of, it's your legs and your arms first. Progressive bulbar palsy, which my dad had, it attacks like your speech, your breathing, and then it attacks the rest of your body. So most of us breathe in through our nose. Most of us breathe in our mouth or our nose, but we're pulling it in with our lungs and our muscles, which is unnatural. Babies rock their hips, they breathe with their diaphragm. So my dad drummed that into us, like he needed it to survive, and that's how he was surviving at that time, through rocking his hips. So that's like I've learned many, like I have about 3 years worth of just trying to find the ultimate breathing techniques and what's the most trippy breathing techniques. Learned a few from some kazis here in Awhitu, or Waiku, some Kaihau. That's their last name, Kaihau, and it just happens they have some of the breathing techniques, some mean ones and some real trippy ones. Some of them so they only taught me a couple, and obviously within their whānau there's many, but the basis of it is still the same. It's breathing with your puku. So I've learned like many within Kaihau. So like a kazi from Ratna, he taught me a couple. When I met my auntie Hiriawai, and she showed me the connection, or strengthened my knowledge of the connection between us and all the other ancient cultures around the world, I started looking into pranayama, Mahayana Buddhism, which they got the 5 elements too. Shamanic breathing, which is another trippy one, similar to the ones that the Kaihau kazis taught me, which is like layering air. And so like you'll take a breath in, and you wouldn't breathe all of it out, then the next breath in. So breathing in as much as you can, and breathing like about 80% of it out. And when you hold your breath, as long as you're relaxed, it starts entering all the cells throughout your body, opening the spinal column out the back of your brain. And which Wim Hof teaches that technique too. So I learned a bit of that. Though through other people on YouTube, which had a little bit twisted. Same as when I was taught, I was taught different techniques from different people, but I was like taught that one time, and then as I went on, I was, without knowing, I was slowly changing it. And the one tutorial I could actually find of Wim Hof without paying for it on YouTube was an old one, and it was a lot different to the newer ones he teaches. So recently he shared one on the Russell Brand blog, and he teaches it real well, and it's about prepping yourself for COVID-19 too, and this means I'll share that on the Hihiritanga page too. Yeah, so at the beginning I was learning these different techniques. One reason was I suffered from psoriasis, so I was trying to find that breathing technique that would like ultimately heal that real well, and I did, but I ended up experience seeking, and that's a lot of people fall into that trap. If you're doing any type of meditation, you have an awesome experience, like a real out of body, buzzy, high definition experience, and the next month worth of meditations you're wanting that, no? So you're seeking another awesome experience. And a lot of people starting into meditation, they hear of awesome experiences and these breathings, they can trip you out, so they're like experience seeking, either doing it to try and find that awesome experience. But if you're waiting for it, you're creating friction. Your different parts of your mind are on alert. They're waiting for that experience. But you need to totally let that go. Not search for experiences, just make it a comfortable daily habit. And these awesome experiences just pop out of nowhere. And then just teaching yourself not to seek that experience again. For me, it's like all the ultimate experiences, like the mind-altering, out-of-body, tripping experiences have all been through breathing. Not through mushrooms, not through ketamine, not through like popping pills or DMT or anything. I'd like to try the ayahuasca one day, I reckon, but for me, and I've done mushies and some other stuff, but the ultimate experiences I've had has just been through straight breathing. And I also always thought, after doing these heavy breathing techniques, I thought that it was those heavy breathing techniques that done it, and it wasn't. It was connecting your breath. So, connecting your breath and rolling your hips, which I'm going to get to real soon, the basis, the super simple ones that I reckon everyone should learn. And then once you learn these ones and you go to these other breathing techniques, just keep this basis. For me, I was learning these buzzy breathing techniques, fell into that experience seeking, learned Taoist breathing, and fucked that onto it. They got 5 elements too. They got atua, they got like 64 atua, 72 atua, the same as our atua. They can explain it very simply. The sacred geometry that they got holding our wairua together, the same as ours. Ours is called te mangu. Someone called it, so that's the male structure, te mangu. They call it the 64 star tetrahedron. Te mangu's our god of push. I'll get to all this later. And our goddess of pull is Mahorinu Rangi, who is also the great expanse of Rangi, but she's also pull. And that one's the kuboctahedron. And they got that in Taoism too. So I looked into their breathing. They got immortal breathing, which we have immortality, physical immortality within our Hihiritanga teachings too. And it's once you start pulling away those beliefs, it's fucking it makes total sense. But we'll get to that later. So I went from learning the Taoist breathing, then I went to learning Buteiko, which is like a Russian type breathing. And their main emphasis is your out breath has got to be longer than your in breath. And it's been proven, if you're holding your attention on your breath all the time, if your out breath is longer than your in breath, you're strengthening the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest and restoration, which you want. And then if the in-breath is longer than your out-breath, like if it's just constantly your in-breath is longer than your out-breath, like it's activating your sympathetic nervous system, which is fight or flight, which is chucking you into survival mode. And so if you want to heal yourself and rest, that ain't the one. So, but after I learned that, I was adding that to all my other breathing techniques. So I was constantly thinking about holding my attention on breathing, on the in-breath and the out-breath, which is the same as overdoing it. When I was learning a lot of spiritual techniques, I was, like I'd say, do it for 5 minutes, I'd do it for 20 minutes. So like, cause I thought I could handle it and we're getting more benefits of it. But when you're doing that, it's too much. And then after 2 weeks to a month, it's too much and you throw it away and go to some other shit. But for the breathing, so that threw me off. And also the fact that when you're breathing in your nostrils, you're getting nitric oxide, which is awesome. Like, and you need that. And when I learned that fact, I started always trying to breathe through my nostrils. So even if I got a runny nose or some shit, would create sort of like tension because I was trying to fight through it. So it's not essential. If you got a runny nose, use your mouth. Like, it's all good. It's still got Mauri. Doesn't have nitric oxide. It's not doing these other magical things, but it's still awesome. Hey, you're still getting that Mauri off from it. So learning those facts, the scientific facts, it sort of fucked it up for me a little bit until I started listening to Illuminati Congo. Illuminati Congo, awesome musician. He's like a rapper, and and he's got some real like reggae type feel too, some real buzzy music. But all of his shit is about opening your mind, pulling off all those belief systems, the fact that you are unlimited. Same with us, te kore te maua, you are unlimited. And that's what he's rapping about. Hey, he raps about organic food, he raps about all the different plants you can add together, he raps about different breathing techniques, connecting your breathing. And in one of his blogs, it's the emphasis is when you breathe in, it's manifestation. When you breathe out, it's unmanifestation. So that's your rest. Your out breath is your rest. So if you're like holding your laser beam on something that you want, you're pulling it, you can release it on the out breath, and then you do it again. So when you're pulling something, do it on the out breath, and then you can relax, and you can keep it doing it forever. Like Tawhaki did. He started rolling his breathing forever. So I'll teach you this for Kaihau. Like everything is electricity, everything is energy. Like it's if you're learning it, easy to think about it as electricity. So there's a push and a pull. So it's not you. There's a push and a pull. So most people will think about it. There's a pull, the in breath, and then they hold their breath, and then the out breath, and then they hold breath. But don't hold your breath. You gotta, because it breaks the circuit. So that's a broken circuit. There's like an in breath, and then there's out breath. But like roll it, create it into a circle. So your in breath becomes the out breath. So there is no specific top to your breath. It's just like a baby. A baby will go. And that's one of the Kaihau practices. So to get it rolling, to get your breath rolling, to get the electricity flowing, you go. Getting deeper and deeper. So if you feel that you're almost can't take any more breath, you start breathing out. So your in breath becomes your out breath. Keeping that electrical circuit going. Charging up like Goku, And that's what it is, It's Mauri, it's electricity, and you're breathing in. If you take a breath in, then you hold your breath in, electrical circuit stops. If you're taking a breath in, then you breathe out, breathing all the way out. Hold your breath out, electrical circuit stops. But if you're rolling it, Kaihau, that's the main Kaihau. Rolling your breath, connected breathing. Later on, there comes different points. You roll your breath heaps, and then you hold your breath in, and it sends your oxygen to different parts of your body. As later on, but when you're creating Mauri, cultivating Mauri, gathering it up, piling it in there. The other thing, so that's the main thing, and then the other thing that's in every breathing is what I was talking about to you before about my dad breathing with his diaphragm, rolling your hips like a baby. So when on your in-breath, your puku gets big. On your out-breath, your puku contracts and gets smaller. And in the same time with your in-breath, your lower back is curving inward or forward. When you're breathing out, your belly button's going in and up. Yeah, if you want to get specific, when you're breathing out, your belly button's going in and up. When you're breathing in, your belly button's going out and down. When you're breathing out, your belly button's coming in and up. With the curve of your back. And as that's happening, your hips are rocking. So with my dad, he had no ability to use his muscles anymore to breathe the oxygen in and out. But if he was rocking his hips, it does it naturally, like a baby. So when you breathe in, your puku gets bigger. Breathing out, your puku gets smaller. Adding to that, when I breathe in, my puku gets big, and then I press my chest out a little bit to my lungs. Adding to that little space, because we're so used to just breathing with our lungs, and when we start breathing with our puku, we're just concentrating on our puku. And when you press your chest out a little bit too, it chucks the rest of that oxygen. Deep breathing, it's filling your body all the way up. You can slow it down. Don't care too much about how long your in-breath is or your out-breath is. Then we can start relaxing on our out-breath. Breathing all that love of God, all that aroha of io. Filling up all our cells on our in-breath. And just releasing it on your out-breath. I've been doing it for so long, I'm still rolling it. Who cares about where the top of the breath is? Just concentrate on the in-breath. Release it on the out-breath. You can concentrate on all the Mauri that's coming into you, filling in your cells on the in-breath and releasing it on the out-breath. Or you can use your laser beam Hey, anything you're holding your attention on, you're manifesting it. Relaxing it. Lamborghini, Lamborghini, Lamborghini. Release it. End toward hunger, end toward hunger, end toward hunger. Release it. World vegan, world vegan, world vegan. Release it. World vegan, world vegan, world vegan. Release it. I say that because all our tupuna were vegan. Hey, all the ones practicing hihiritanga were kaitupu. Many of the patupaerehe, tūrehu, urukehu were kaitupu. When you look to the Mauian, or the Mauian, or patupaerehe, wharewananga, not the Hawaii-based ones. Hawaii-based ones are hiding a lot of the Mauian-based, patupaerehe-based knowledge. Altering stories, eh? Like the patupaerehe were eating fish. If it's a Mauian version of the story, they were not. The patupaerehe, any type of burning flesh, they were keeping away from it. As Mataora fed Niwareka berries when she actually ate it. Not ika, not maraua te ika. And that's the Garden of Eden, eh? If you want to look into a permaculture, food forests. The true circle of life. Read my hihiritanga post, eh? There's a story about the patupaerehe and Tuhiru. If you look at on the hihiritanga page on Facebook and you go to the bottom, Te Haudui Tuna did the artwork for it, and I just wrote a story about the patupaerehe and Tuhiru if you want to look into that. If you want to learn a little bit more about hihiritanga. But I won't force that on you. I won't force the fact that the end to all Earth's problems is turning kaitupu, is turning vegan. Turning back to the true circle of life. Hey, you eat fruits, or you eat berries, you eat plants. Hey, you don't kill the plant, you eat from it, and you you interact with the plant, like you eat an apple. you shit out the seeds. The seeds help propagate. It helps take that shitted layer off the seed and helps it grow. Human manure, that's how manure. That's the circle of life. If you kill another animal, that's the circle of life stopped. There were two lives. One stopped. There's no circle. Same with connected breathing. But I won't force it on you. Just hihiritanga. Do these practices. Start taking off all those bullshit ass beliefs. Start waking up. Cultivate that Mauri every day. Roll your breath. Charge it up. Maybe add the Kaihau ones to it for the kazis. Fuck, cheer for that. Might as well use your mouth. It's a lot. So just in case you got a like a runny nose or something, chuck in a whole heap of breath. Don't release it all. Chuck in as much breath as you can. You got a puku, you got lungs. Aim for like 30 breaths. On the 30th breath, breathe all the oxygen out. Hold your breath out for 30 seconds. Sending all the oxygen to your roro, to your brain. Activating parts of your brain. Untouched. Only consciousness can open this up. That tingliness you feel through your body, that's consciousness. That's the love of God, the love of Eo entering all of your cells. Go for the Wim Hof one. Hold your breath for 75 seconds. Activating parts of your body. All the electricity sending all through your body. If you're timing it, when it gets to 75, because I'm not timing it, so I'm just guessing this. So when it gets to 75, take a huge breath in. Don't focus all your energy. You can think about your legs, your kumu, your puku, your poho, your tuara, your kaki, whatumanoa. Just hold all the electricity now in your head, in your roro. When you get to 30 seconds, breathe out. That's Mauri. If you can feel it, that's Mauri. So the one I was taught for Kaihau, 30 to 40 seconds, 30 to 40 breaths, hold your breath in for 30 to 40 seconds, breathe out for 30 to 40 seconds, and repeat that 3 times. So once you breathe all the way in, breathe all the way out, hold it for 30 to 40 seconds, breathe all the way in, 30 to 40 seconds, and then start doing it again. On the 30 or 40th one, breathe all the way out, hold your breath. If you're thinking about needing breath, then it's not going to last very long. But if you're thinking about the energy cruising through your body, up to your roro, to your brain, then when it gets to 30, 40 seconds, take a breath in again. Hold it for 34 seconds and do it one more time. But for just starting, hey. So yeah, sorry for talking too much, but trying to jam that in there. The main one, roll your breath, connected breathing, Kaihau. That's the main breathing. At the same time, breathing with your puku, with your diaphragm. Keeping the energy circuit going. Ahi, ho, wai, whenua, and atia. The all energy. When you're learning it, treat it like electricity so you can feel it, you know what it is. There's an in and out. To create that inner circuit, hey, there's no electricity existing unless you join that positive to the negative, hey. Until you plug it in the wall and turn the motherfucker on, it's not going to work, hey. You haven't connected it. So you got to connect that electricity. Tro whanau. Love you heaps. Aroha nui. Mauri ora.